Hi, and welcome to this two-part SOLIDWORKS tutorial to create a Candyland building block set. In part 1 of this tutorial, I will be creating half a set of 16 building blocks. In part 2, I will create the rest of the set and a jigsaw mat for them to go on in an assembly. This tutorial is designed to be fun. You could create your own theme block set based on what you learned today. You will be able to download the decals I am using for this tutorial from the link below. You could also design your own in a vector-based program or use imagery from the internet. Starting with a new part, click on your top plane and sketch a 30 by 30 mm square and extrude it to 60 mm, creating a cuboid block. To soften all the edges, I'm going to fillet all faces by 1 mm. Now I can add the decal. This block is going to be a piece of Battenberg cake, so selecting both features in the feature tree, the decals icon, browse for the main colour of the cake. Because multiple faces and features are selected, the decal automatically projects onto the block. But to colour it completely, we need to go to Mapping, click Projection in the drop-down menu so that the decal window appears. Now we can drag the decal corners to cover the block. Click OK when you're finished. Next we need to add the decal ends of the Battenberg. Clicking on the top face of the extrusion, go to Edit Decals and browse for the Battenberg end decal. Select the decal and open. It applies automatically as a label, as only the flat face is selected. To apply the decal to the bottom face, you need to change the mapping option to projection. Click into the reference geometry box and select the bottom face. The same decal will now be visible from the top and bottom. Select OK to finish. Save the part, but don't close it. Using the same block, we are going to change the decals to become a s'mores block. To edit the decals, click into the appearance icon on the features tree, and then into the decals icon. Here you can see the decals already applied to our part. Drop down the decals with the small triangle and right click onto the colour decal. Save the cookie house window block. When the decal options open, click into browse to change the selected decal file to the s'mores main colour, remembering to stretch the decal window to cover the block. Do the same for the ends decal and select the small ends. They will automatically fit to the block's face. Click OK. Now, in the same way I projected the end of the Battenberg, I need to add side decals to the s'mores block, and also the front and back decal. The only difference here is that when you select the projection, the decal rotates 90 degrees. To fix this, type 90 degrees into the rotate box, tick fit height and width, select mirror horizontally and vertically boxes to match up the decal edges. Remember to select the opposite face so that the decal is visible on both sides. The exact same process is used for the s'mores top and bottom faces. Save the part once you're finished and keep the part open. I then repeat the process for the cookie house window block. Always start with the main colour decal when colouring a part, because it's easier to colour the part in one go, selecting all features. Once you start bringing in other decals, they layer above previous decals. If you add colour last, you would need to manually select all the separate faces you want to colour. For the cookie house, the end decals are deleted, as they are plain colour for this block. Just click on the end decal and press delete. I also delete the front decal and add the cookie window decal to the front face only. It automatically comes in as a label. In mapping, you will need to select fit width and fit height for this decal. Change the small sides to the cookie pattern decal and also add it to the back face as a label. Save the cookie house window block. Keeping the cookie house window part open, I change the window decal to the door decal and save the block. My next block is a chocolate bar, so I need to make the cuboid thinner. Right click onto the cookie house block and click the edit sketch option. You need to delete the equal relations on the square, so double click on the equals sign and delete them from the options on the left. You need to do this so that we can edit the sketch side length to 15 mm. Click back onto the line and type the dimensions into the box. OK the feature. Now to change the decals. Delete the cookie house sides and back decals, keeping the front one. I start by changing the block colour to the chocolate brown by right-clicking the current colour decal and select Edit. Then select the block front face decal to the chocolate bar and save. Remember not to close the part yet. It's easier to edit and save as we go along. Moving on to the waffle block, change the main colour decal to the waffle colour and edit the chocolate bar decal to the waffle front, remembering to project it to the back face too. Save the waffle block. The next part is the cube sprinkles block. To create the cube, I'm going to edit the block sketch again back to a 30 by 30mm square. I then need to edit the boss extrude feature. Right click onto the block and select the edit feature icon. Change the extrusion dimensions to 30mm and OK the feature. In the decals list, delete the waffle decal. Edit the colour decal to white, covering the white block entirely. I'm now going to add the sprinkles decal to all 6 faces of the cube. The decal I am bringing in needs to be enlarged, so typing into the dimensions box under decal mapping, I change the width to 100mm. Fixed aspect ratio is on, so the whole decal resizes in proportion, and I apply it to the front and back faces. For the sides, I use the same decal and resize it in the same way. I also mirror the decal horizontally so that when it's projected the faces look different. For the top and bottom, keep the decal 100mm in width, but this time rotate the decal in the mapping options to 45 degrees, so that this face is also slightly different. Save the sprinkles block, close the part. Starting a new part and sketching onto the top plane, draw a 30mm circle. Extrude the circle by 30mm. Fill the top and bottom faces by 1mm. This is going to be the marshmallow block. Select all features in the part tree, click the decal icon and browse for the pink marshmallow colour. Project it onto the block, ensuring you cover all the part. OK the decal when you're happy. Then, selecting onto the top face, edit decal, browse for the marshmallow ends decal. This will automatically come in as a label, so change this in mapping to projection and project it onto the bottom face. Click OK and save your part. The next block is a candy cane cylinder. Using the marshmallow part, right click on the part and select the edit sketch icon. Clicking onto the circle, type into the dimensions box 7.5mm, giving the circle a 15mm diameter. OK the sketch and right click on the part again to change the extruded height to 60mm. Now to add the candy cane decals. Click into Appearances, then Decals. Drop down the decal menu and delete the marshmallow top decal. Right click the pink decal and edit. Browse for the white decal and apply it to the candy cane block with projection. Now the next decal is slightly harder to add. Selecting the cylinder face, then the edit decal icon. Browse for the candy cane decal and open. Go into mapping and change the mapping to label, as we will apply the decal like you would add a label to a can. I want the decal to wrap around the cylinder and match at the back. Change the width of the decal to 47.25mm and the height to 60mm. To line up the decal more, I rotate the decal by 179.2 degrees. Sometimes you need to play around with the dimensions of the decal to fit the way you want it to. The candy cane swirls now go around the cylinder seamlessly. Save the part. Using the candy cane cylinder, we can begin the lollipop part. Right click on the part, as before, and edit the circle sketch to 5mm, giving the circle a diameter of 10mm, and OK the feature. This is the lollipop stick. Delete the candy cane swirls decal. Now, sketching onto the front plane, draw a line using the centre line from the centre of the cylinder downwards by 5mm. Use the end of the sketch as a centre for a circle sketch. Draw a circle at 28mm in diameter, so 14mm in radius. Then using the centre line again, sketch from the bottom point of the circle upwards by 1.5mm. Draw a rectangle or line that goes through the top of the 1.5mm guide sketch and power trim the sketch so that the circle's bottom is flat. Next, using a centre rectangle sketch, draw from the centre of the circle a 10 by 30mm rectangle. Using sketch fillet, click onto the edge of the rectangle
type in 1 mil in the options box and select the next line. Do this for all corners, selecting each joining line to create the sketch fillet and OK. Draw a line through the centre of the whole sketch and power trim half of the sketch and the inside of the part I want to revolve. Revolve the lolly top but untick merge result. To stop the bodies overlapping, I'm going to cut extrude a 10 mm hole onto the lolly's bottom face. Click on the face and select sketch. I use the lollipop stick edge and convert entities as I know the edge is 10 mm in diameter. I extrude cut by 18.5 mm as I already know how far the lolly stick sits into the lolly. But changing the model view also helps to see where the cut extrude will end. To ensure the extrude cut only goes through the top body, click selected bodies under feature scope and click on the lolly top. OK the feature. To add the lolly decal, select the body from the drop down, then the decal icon, and project the red decal covering the lolly. Save and start a new part. Once the lolly is finished, save and close the part. I will show you how to create the rest of the Candyland block set in part 2 of this tutorial. Thanks for watching.